In Partnership and NegoEconomics, we are talking about creating additional value. And what we know from studies of thousands and thousands of negotiators and thousands of negotiations is that we can actually utilize up to a potential of 42% additional value. And the great thing is this is value that is not coming from anybody. Nobody's losing and nobody's winning. It's actually a value that is generating between the two parties involved in negotiation. And this is probably the reason that the concept of NegoEconomics and partnership has been awarded and recognized as one of the new upcoming and better ways to negotiate. Because in a world where we're discussing zero sum, that means I'm winning at your expense or you're winning at my expense, it's going to be really, really tough because nobody's actually creating progress without the other one is losing. Now, what we know in our studies, looking at those thousands of real-life negotiations, plus doing hundreds of experiments in laboratories, is the following setup. What we can see is that we have a seller, and the seller on average is gaining 39% of the values on the negotiation table. And let me remind you that the parties involved in this negotiation may not see the whole potential. They can only see part of that potential. But what we know is that the selling side in average is gaining 39%. The purchasing side is only gaining 19% of all the values. And what is left on the table is potentially up to 42%. So let's say we're sitting in this negotiation that has a value of 10 million. What we know then is that 4.2 million of that value will be left on the table without the buyer or the seller identify, capitalize, or utilize that amount of money. And this is why the concept of NegoEconomics is so interesting, regardless what side of the table you might be on.